It's About Time features dynamic women that will share the pivotal moments that changed their lives forever. From hilariously funny to gut-wrenchingly painful, from outlandish to acts of incredible bravery, each story will take you on an emotional journey. These are the moments that inspired us, captivated our minds, energized our souls, and motivated us to realize that this is our time. I'm Kelly Lamb, and I invite you to join us as we uncover the life-altering events that shaped who we are and fueled our pursuit of purpose. Let's celebrate the women, their resilience, strength, and the unique journeys that defines us as human beings. Hi, Tina.
Hi, Kelly.
I'm so glad to sit here with you and be able to have you a part of It's About Time. Gosh, we met so many years ago, and you came on my radio show. I was in the trailer then, wasn't I? The radio station was in a trailer. It's like, boy, I was really uptown back then, wasn't I?
And it was just audio.
It was.
I mean,
Yes,
it was before I guess even the internet.
Oh yeah, no, there was not. I mean, I had an internet show, but it was true, just old-fashioned, radio, which is still out there, but they're starting to evolve, of course, that's for sure. But you brought your angel cards, and you've been a part of my life, and you didn't even know Gordon was going to be in my life when everything happened. Our lives have really transformed, haven't they? And that's the whole in time. It's about time. This is my evolution, and that's all of us. We all have this evolution, this time, and we really don't know what's ahead. And there's been all different ages of women talking to, and it's amazing listening to each story and finding out a little bit more about them. And I'm just completely wowed by how many of the women are not, all of them, so this strong faith, which is incredible, and I guess that's what gets us through. So, Tina, I would love if you would introduce yourself. Here we are in this beautiful Lavilo Inn, and it's comforting and cozy and a great place to get to have a one-on-one with you. So you'll introduce yourself, give us the name of your chapter, and what inspires you.
Thank you, Kelly. It always feels so like home being with you, and we keep reconnecting on so many different levels. I always say it's full circle until the next full circle moment, So I just thank you for the opportunity. This is such a cool thing to create, because there's so many amazing people that are a part of this, women, and you never know people's backstory. But I'm Tina Perrmann, wife, mother, grandma, or they call me Mina, and an intuitive life coach. I've been an intuitive life coach now for 24 years. It just feels like that's who I am. That's what people know me for.
Mm-hmm. Does it just get, being intuitive, we have that ability, we always have that gut feeling. We usually know what's happening. We can sense danger or excitement, or I'm one of those, I forever have what I say, goosebumps, God bumps, all the time. And do you think that your intuition has become stronger and stronger? I can remember having a conversation with her. I was in a very dark moment, a dark place, and I could barely get out of bed. I was struggling so hard with what was happening around me. And, you talked to me for a long time, gave me an archangel to pray to and guide, through that time. And I guess that was a long, long time ago. I mean, 20 years ago. I don't know. It was a long time ago. Do you feel that it's progressed over time, the way that you feel or work through?
Well, I think it does for everyone, and we're all intuitive, by the way. I feel like mine just was heightened from my near-death experience, but also I feel like in what I do, I help other people connect with theirs, because most people live in fight or flight.
Right.
Life is hard and life happens. Or survival mode,
yes.
And that kind of shuts down all our intuitive senses, our divine intelligence, that voice of God, that inner wisdom, that gut feeling. It comes in a feeling, a hearing, or a knowing, or a seeing. So, obviously mine has increased. It was once upon a time, I like to say, I was numb and dead, going through the motions, and had to go through my own dark night of the soul to wake up to my intuitive gifts. But I love helping other people wake up to theirs, because it's so magical. And I think it's the way we're supposed to we're meant to live.
Sure. That's not easy because it's a very empathetic soul to be in a place that you are, and you take a lot of people's emotions and feelings on with what you do, which, can be, you have to really know how. It's kind of like someone being a doctor, but you don't get to that point because I think they kind of get to a point where they become maybe numb sometimes to what's going on around them, whereas you can't because you're always feeling their emotions and diving into
But I
that.
think people do it all the time. We're called empaths or clairsentient people. I mean, I walk into a crowd of people and I have more anxiety there than I do with a client one-on-one because it's more.
The emotion.
Yeah. I mean, we naturally do that consciously or subconsciously, and that's why self-care comes in.
Sure.
Or why I live in St. Albans. Because I'm like, oh, it's just buffered in nature,
And what is the name of your chapter?
It's about time for the power of miraculous love.
Wow.
I know.
Oh, it's romantic.
Love is romantic.
No, I'm trying to think of two words. We just got romantic and deep all at the same time.
I know, and I guess once upon a time I was called shallow, but people call me deep now, and I'm like, hey, that's a compliment.
That is a compliment.
That means I'm living life from an inside job.
Yeah,
I mean, that's how I feel because I think, a sunset's deep, a birth of a baby's deep, life is deep.
Yeah, it's very true.
Love is spiritual. Love is spiritual.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's sexy, it's romantic.
It's all of it. It's the best place to be.
Isn't it? I know.
Can't imagine being anywhere else.
Agreed.
So what do you hope readers take away from your story?
That anything's always possible. Because it is. Like the place you were in and I was in, I couldn't see light at the end of the tunnel at all. Until I learned the light at the end of the tunnel was me. And I was hopeless. I lost everything, heartbroken, despair, and honestly never ever thought I would remarry or have love again in my life. But I never knew this kind of love, and I believe it exists for everyone. You just have to do the work.
I hope everybody hears this. I really do. I hope everybody hears it because too often people think that someone they see has a gifted life or everything's, perfect, and they don't realize, the darkness or the place that you might have been, and that keep going. Just keep going. Don't give up. Just keep going because there's a reason why you're here. Don't go and hide or run away because you have something to offer. And, there was times I didn't want to be here, and other people might not think that or believe that. They think everything's great. And, keep going. Allow love, whatever that is, to come into your life. Don't close the door because there is so much for life to offer. And it's a little emotional hearing people because I want people to know that whatever you're going through, it can get better. You can. Anything is possible. It's a great statement that you said. Anything is possible. And sometimes we have to be reminded that because even as good as it is, you can still have days sometimes where you just feel like, oh my gosh, I've had enough.
Yeah, life is real.
I can't take it.
Well, my mentor told me that. She actually gave me a photo of this beautiful angel on the bottom. It said, anything's always possible. And I was in the place in my life, anything's always possible for you. And I remember thinking, no freaking way would that ever be for my life. But, I also want people to know that there are 4 seasons in life. We know there's winter, spring, summer, and fall. And just like that, there's 4 seasons in our life, which is birth, life, death, and rebirth. And so many people quit at the death of a career, the death of a relationship, the death of a marriage, the death of an illness. But I got the goosies now saying it because I believe this to the core of my soul. There's always a rebirth. There's always a rebirth, even in your darkest moment. You're closest to the light, love wins, and your victory's around the corner. If you choose to do the work and keep going, which means courage, tenacity, grit. Yeah. Just keep going.
Just wake up. Keep breathing.
Pray.
And
pray.
Don't give up. So I really appreciate that coming out, not just for me, but for other people that are in these moments that seem like they're not going to end, and there's no reason for you to wake up tomorrow because it's so worth it to do that. For other people as well. Sometimes
Yeah.
people don't think anyone else cares, and there really is someone out there that's going to terribly, terribly miss you if you're not here. If you could speak to yourself, if you could speak to the version of yourself before that pivotal moment, what would you say?
Oh my gosh, I feel a lump in my throat. And I think everyone has this in their core where they don't feel good enough or lovable. But I would tell myself I'm lovable.
Oh, yes, you are very much
Yeah.
so.
I can still feel that part of me that did not believe that.
Because you allowed someone else
to teach
to
me
do that. It's
Yeah.
amazing the power you can give to someone else. Words are so powerful.
Oh, they are.
Someone can hit you or be physical, which is awful, but mental is probably the worst. I mean, whether it be a spouse, partner, a family member, someone at work. I mean, you can allow someone to change your whole being by believing their
Right.
silly words, you know? So to know deep down that you are lovable. Some really love themselves, and I wish I had a fraction of that to love myself that much. But you do got to find that happy place where you can get up in the morning, look in the mirror, and go, "I'm okay."
But if you don't believe you deserve
Yeah.
love from your past experiences or from what people have told you, it really cuts you off from everything.
They're liars. Liars. Yeah, don't let them get in there.
But it's
You
true,
know
and
yourself.
you would be shocked. I mean, so many of my clients, like that's the core, not good enough, not lovable,
Oh, yeah.
and adequate, and it cuts them off from, their real authentic love, or I like to call it their beloved, or their success, or their purpose,
Yeah.
because, support is love for the soul, and we all deserve that support to show up in physical form.
Right.
I say our beloved just means be loved. And when you have a beloved, like you have Gordon in your life, I mean, I've just watched you soar because of his support. And when you have that kind of love and support and encouragement, you can do anything.
Yeah.
You
Someone that makes you want to, or just not want to, it makes it easy to be the better self.
It makes you be who you are, or who you're meant to be.
And even if you don't have, if you're, not everybody has found that one or whatever it is, but it's so important to know that it could be out there, but it doesn't make you have to find it. I would have never have been any good in my relationship if I wouldn't have found my happiness inside as well. Like, when you're broken down or someone makes you, sometimes if you don't figure yourself out and come to terms with who you are, then you can't give your whole self to that person. And then that person just even makes you shine more because you're finally comfortable. You finally know it's okay to be who you are. But, for someone that's out there alone, you can still find that path. You can still find your wings to be,
I like to say it's like, if you touch the oven and get burned, the amygdala in your brain says, danger, danger, don't ever touch the oven again.
I've done it again accidentally.
I'm going to get hurt. But
I didn't learn the first time.
But you can touch the oven when it's not on. And, that's what I've learned, that, it's true, or people fall off the horse and don't get back on. But I say love is spiritual, because you have to find that place within you first. And I never knew I had a heart wall. When Steve first told me, he said to me, and he meant it in a loving way. It might not sound like it now, but he said, before we get married, could your hard ass, am I allowed to say that?
You can.
Not come to our wedding. And I was like, what are you talking about? And he's like, that part of you that
she's that other personality tonight
that emotionally pushes me away. And I was like, wow. And he's like, I think that's the most unattractive part of you. For me, it felt like, I'm in control. And, that part that pushed love away, that felt powerful to me. It really didn't. It was pseudo. But he could see that. He could see through my protections. And he said, you don't need to do that in our relationship and marriage. I was like, oh, wow, he sees me. Which I needed someone to see me. But, so I
don't have to be in control. I'm surprised you didn't look up really quick there.
I just saw a smirk. That's That's called the recognition
Us
response.
control freaks are people with problems deep
No, I'm
down.
not, no, I'm not saying I still don't do those protections. Women, we both do, but we know when we're doing it, we don't need to. It's not like.
Or we'll mess up the soup can in the cabinet if I have them all straight.
Oh, you're one of those too. I knew I loved you.
Yeah, I really have some weird traits
I
from,
see Steve too.
being traumatized throughout my life.
That's what I
But
told Steve. I'm like, you just didn't know me growing up. He's like, well, I know you now.
So, and I know you've talked about it, and you've said little nuggets to this question, but let me ask, the experience that you've been, how has this shaped the woman that you are today?
Well, I think it's made my heart softer. I mean, I've always been who I am, but it kind of chiseled away my protections, and it allowed me to do my purpose with more passion and being seen for who I am and what I'm meant to do.
Yeah.
Not kind of inauthentic, but in the chapter I speak of the time when I was so overwhelmed and pushing Steve away. I mean, the poor guy, I don't know why he hung in there, Kelly. I mean, it's a lot of pushing him away for months and months and testing him. And I was hiding him because I was like, if he really saw, he might run. But he asked me a question.
He's downstairs, by the way.
Yeah, he wouldn't let me come here by myself. But he asked me the question, how can I support you? And I got emotional when he asked me that. And it sounds like such a silly thing now, but never in my life, especially from a man, has that ever been said to me. And I didn't know how to answer it. And so it's allowed me to love support. Now he's like, I got a to-do list of how he can support me. So I do allow support where I felt like I had to do everything on my own before and be independent. And now it's like,
oh my gosh, the person I am now from what I was pre-hubby. I mean, I don't even know. God forbid the air conditioner, the button thing doesn't work, or there's so many things I don't function in our home. I would just say, I was watching TV in Spanish a couple weeks ago because I couldn't figure out how to turn it off. I was just, well, let's see what they say next in Spanish. He came home and he's like, dude, they're just the little things. Like, I just don't, I don't worry about it or whatever. Right. I mean, it's just like, we know our roles and what we do, but it is funny how you let things go and just,
But then when you let your husband support you, you kind of let
so be able to function without him. That's the only problem.
Well,
I mean, if you see all this equipment right now in this room to get this lovely interview, I just got to come in my dress and sit down and get everything done. So I'm literally gonna have to hibernate in a closet if I'm by myself. So he's not.
I understand. We've done it on our own. So we
exactly.
know we can
I'm over it.
I say, hey, we don't have to.
No, not going back there
we
again.
Don't have to.
Well, my last question to ask you is that what's something that you've come to believe about time, healing, or transformation because of what you went through? What is something that you believe now?
Love is spiritual.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, it is spiritual. It's
everything.
It is.
It really
everything. And I know it
comes in so many different forms, of course, but it's truly.
Yeah,
it's truly everything.
And when people would say that to me, I'd be like, oh.
It's my favorite word. I think everything in my office are just everywhere. That word somewhere in the room.
Yeah,
it's like it needs to be there. Yeah, it does.
Because it's cohesive. It's everything.
Yeah.
If you don't have that, it's the glue.
Aww,
yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, Kelly.
Really appreciate it. I'm so glad that you're an author in It's About Time. I'm honored that you want to share your story and support other women and other people out there along their journey to know that love can win. Yes. And you just have to let go and don't be afraid to take on the next day or whatever it's bringing you, because it can be really difficult at times, but you can get through it.
It's worth it.
Thank you so much.
Thanks,
Tina
Kelly.
Perrmann, awesome.
Thank you.